cool. I wanted to go ahead and address community guidelines. I want everyone to please be engaged. Please ask questions, post some comments, share this live stream with all your friends and family if you can. And then please be respectful as you engage. This is always a safe space for people to come and share their business, nonprofit, entrepreneurship ventures, whatever that is. And I just ask that we are all respectful in this space. So with that being said, anyone who enjoys indoor, outdoor activities, if you've been to a gym and maybe just didn't feel like the vibe was right for you, then you have tuned in today on a really good day. We are here with the Black to Nature team. And I'm going to go ahead and introduce just very briefly and then allow them to have the floor and introduce themselves. We have Will, CEO. I'm sorry, we have Mike, the CEO. We have Will, COO. And then we have Josh with our technical. All right. So with that being said, I want to go ahead and pass the floor off. And before we get into your mission and everything you do, will each of you just share a little bit about yourselves?
Sure. So I'm Mike. I'm the founder, CEO of Black to Nature. I'm newly married. I don't know if I should say newlywed, but I enjoy working out, playing video games, watching movies, and also, working with my team here. Basically, they're family to me. So that's it.
Yeah. So I'm Joshua Mackey. I'm the CTO of Black to Nature. I'm a computer programmer and a micro farmer. I live in Charlotte, North Carolina, with my wife and my month-old baby. And I enjoy geeking out, doing all sorts of things.
How you doing, everybody? I'm Will, the Chief Operating Officer of Black to Nature. Like Josh and Mike said, I'm a little bit of a nerd and a gamer myself. When I'm not doing that, I'm into my music, playing around on my guitar, singing, and of course, doing any and everything that involves the outdoors with Black to Nature. So happy to be here.
Glad to have y'all. Thank you so much for joining us. So let's do that. Let's jump into what in your life, or where were you in your life personally when you decided that Black to Nature was something that you wanted to do and take on?
Okay. I guess I'll go first. So for me, I founded Black to Nature in 2018. The idea was pretty straightforward because it was a need that I had as an individual. Long story short, I've moved from New York to Charlotte back in 2006, and I've dibbled and dabbled, with the outdoors, going on hikes here and there. But it wasn't until I got into a breakup from our last relationship back in 2017, like early 2017, where I really started reconnecting back with nature. So I would join various meetup groups. I would just join various outdoor programs, right? And what I found was there wasn't a lot of Black representation outdoors. So every so often I would get a little uncomfortable just being one of probably three, and there's like 20 or 30 of, another group. So I was just always asking myself, like, where can I connect with other Black people, similar age range and everything like that outdoors? I kept searching. I really couldn't find it. So for me, I try not to harp on problems. I try to be more solution oriented. And from there, I basically just started the Black to Nature company, and very shortly after connected with Josh. And then I've known Will like 4 years at this point. Started out as my mentee, and then once we went through a couple partnership changes, I figured, let me just ask him if he's interested. Instead of us just having a personal relationship, how do you feel about working with me from a business perspective? By the grace of God, he said yes, and that's how we all kind of came here together today at a very high level. I guess, Will, do you want to go, and then Josh?
Yeah, man. So just like ping off of what Mike said, yes. So I've known about Black to Nature since the beginning. Obviously, with Mike and I have been friends, mentees, relationship, and for me, I really started becoming active, and it was around when we started doing events for the birthday. We did axe throwing and some things like that. Just that was my way of supporting, as I've done in the background before. And then Mike kind of approached me around last summer and basically asked me in the background to support, and like, you want to join the team? And I took that as a great opportunity for me to take love for entrepreneurship and love being outdoors, reminded and my community.
Yeah.
And Josh,
all right. So yeah, back in 2018, 2019, I met Mike through a mutual friend. And they told me that he was a young brother that was creating an app. And, my ears perk up when I hear about Black people in technology. So I decided to give him a call and see what he had. And I told him, regardless of whether he wanted to work with me or not, I would show him the blueprint and roadmap on how he can get it done from start to finish. So the first day I met Mike, I went to Lowe's Home Improvement and bought 2 whiteboards, one for me and one for him, because I wasn't sure if he had one at his house. Brought the whiteboard there, mapped out and architected everything that he would need. And I guess I impressed him because he asked me to come on and become the CTO. Uh, I was very impressed with the idea because, among other things, I am a survivalist and doomsday prepper. So I'm all about the outdoors. And I've gone to Black events for many years, but they were pretty much oriented around being flashy business owners, which is nothing wrong with that. But this pretty much resonates more with me. So, after going on the hikes and just having these specified events that, pertain to what I do, I was just impressed, and I've been on board ever since. So, yeah.
Wow. So you guys are a really motivated group of problem solvers and just to getting together and getting things just kind of really on the roll. Wow.
Yeah.
So I know I hate to bring up the pandemic, but I'm going to bring it up. I know that once momentum got going for lots of people, that pandemic kind of put a halt, or at least a kind of a pause on things. How has the pandemic affected how, you all are doing things at Black to Nature, whether it's on the back end or even putting their, events on the front end?
Yeah, so pretty much I guess the way everything kind of worked out was the pandemic initially, it crushed my heart, I'm not gonna lie, because I started Black to Nature back in 2018, and I fund the company 100% myself. All I ask of my team is just give time and expertise, right? So we all add to the pot in our own way. And when everything kind of hit, it was just like, all right, well, let's just shut down. You kind of lose a little bit of motivation and whatnot. But what ended up happening was we ended up forming another company. So we were able to kind of sidebar a bit, give Black to Nature a little break, and then come back to Black to Nature. Long story short, we started, playing around with the idea. Instead of just having people meet physically, why don't we just do an online component? And then from there, we kind of just enhanced, again, our team. That's when Will kind of came into like a lot of the mix of COVID. And honestly, thanks to Will giving us, some good ideas, some good support, and handling pretty much all the social media, we've kind of been able to start growing and branching out to different states from an online component. So Josh, he's very humble, but I want to thank this brother specifically because he's the one that architects everything, right? Like, so I'll have some ideas, Will have some ideas, Josh will have some ideas, but every line of code is written by Josh. So without him, we wouldn't be here today. So thanks to his expertise, we were able to start launching an online component of Black to Nature. So this way, if you want to do like virtual step challenges, for example, if you want to teach a code virtually, and things along those lines, you're now able to do that through our platform. Josh, did you want to go and then Will?
Yeah, so I've been able to maintain during the pandemic just by surely the motivation to continue to engage with the user platforms. I know a few people decided to go other ways just because we couldn't have our events in indoor spaces. So, just really getting outdoors with the hikes, doing more of that versus, some of the retreats that we used to do when we would do Airbnbs and out in Nashville or Denver, Colorado. We just had to continue that momentum. So it just motivated me just for the simple fact that I know we as a people have to exercise because the statistics say that we're going to die, at a more of an alarming rate than other people. So it's been motivating me to just, continue that mission through the outdoor activities specifically. So that's how I've maintained during this thing.
And off of that, the way I look at it is COVID is an opportunity for us to come back strongly. Yeah, we had to shut down briefly, but at the end of the day, I use COVID as a motivation to say, all right, how can we come back better? How can we make a better user experience? And that's off to Mike. I know that he doesn't accept his flowers when he's playing. Having him give good strategy, and then me and Josh being able to just attack and follow through with whatever plan he sets forth and that we agree on as a team. It's kind of just motivating me. And like I said, I just looked at an opportunity to come stronger because people are wanting, as you can see, they want to be active. And being in the house, I think we have more people that want to be active outdoors in our community as well.
Okay. So I hear a combination of passion and motivation just kind of consistently here, and definitely that piece about our community and to kind of have that health and wellness piece added in there on a regular basis. That's amazing that you taking all of this into account as you put this platform together for people to connect on. We know that connecting the Black community is one of the purposes of Black to Nature. Are there any other purposes? I heard the purpose of, health and wellness for the community. But are there any other purposes that kind of get interwoven into what you do?
Yeah, I guess I could take that. Unless Will, do you want to? Oh,
That's
okay.
how you might.
Yeah. So pretty much, the main focus of Black to Nature is to connect the Black community together through indoor and outdoor activities, right? But that, I feel like that's the very surface level answer, because when you file a LLC, you have to do like mission statements and blah 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 when you work with people. The surface level. But if I could go deep for a moment, we have 400 years of slavery, right? There's so much destruction that has gone on in our community. There's wars between, different skin tones, genders, what have you, right? Religions within, we all look the same. We all going through the same stuff, but it's like we have so much tribalism that really separates us. I'm looking at Black to Nature as, and I'm sharing the same sentiment as my team, so they can always speak up at any point too. But one of the things we always talk about is just healing, right? And I feel like there's so much right now where on some ends we're lifting up Black women and putting Black men down. On some ends we're lifting up Black men and putting Black women down, right? Or we're saying, oh, light skin is better than dark skin, or what have you. Like all this silliness. Black to Nature, we're looking at as just a community. Yeah, we're an online platform. Yes, we're a business. But at the end of the day, we're community first. At the end of the day, this is a safe space for all of us to connect, whether you're gay, straight, Black, white, yellow, brown, you know what I mean? Like it's really not like, it's, yes, Black to Nature. We are targeting the Black community, but we are very inclusive to other groups. And we've had other groups, attend events, but mainly we're just looking to kind of heal our community in our own way. We're all geeky in our own way. We're all techie in our own way. And this is our little way to kind of give back to the community. So we try to not muddle our message up too much by adding in, all these extra groups, because the way I look at it is we're all human at the end of the day. And for me personally, and having conversations with Josh, having conversations with Will, I get very tired of us putting all these other labels on top of Black when we should really just be focusing on Black first, and let's just connect. Forget your sexual orientation. It's none of my business. Forget your religion. It's none of my business. Let's just be open. Let's accept each other. Let's treat each other with respect. And that's kind of one of the staples basically of our company is we treat everybody with respect. So yes, I'm founder, Will's COO, Josh is CTO, but here's the reality. Nothing gets moved unless we have general consensus. You know what I mean? Like everything is about acceptance, freedom, conversation. So we do that in-house, and we try to perpetrate that, with anybody that comes into our realm of, activities. Basically, we're just open. So I hope that answered the question.
No, that really does. I appreciate you explaining that, because at the end of the day, there's so many intersectionalities. Like you said, there's so many different things we can put behind Black with all the commas and everything else. But this sounds like a really inclusive group, and really not trying to be exclusive, but just being very intentional in what you're doing.
Yep.
That's an amazing mission and purpose, and I think people will flock to it just because of the genuine authenticity of it, honestly.
Thank you.
So how does somebody who wants to plan an activity, or who wants to get maybe more active, how do they get involved, or how do they join the community and start connecting?
I guess I can take that one. So basically, you log on to blacktonature.club, click on the login button, and that would route you to the sign-in page, which you can from there register. Once you get registered, it'll bring you over to your profile page, and then you could go ahead and click on the events tab, which is also in there, and then you can start creating events from there. Now there is a tiered system, so you will be limited to the amount of events you can create, but you can always upgrade if need be.
Okay.
And I can add a little bit of extra to that. So One of the things that we're looking to do at Black to Nature, so if you look at other sites, and not to throw this one company under the bus, but you will hear me mention them as I continue with different interviews, etc., because I think there are stark differences between value that certain platforms truly give to their user. So I'm just going to say it, right? So if you look at a site like meetup.com, you can join up for free. You can RSVP to a whole slew of events, right? Like you're not paying for anything. Granted, there are certain things where you may have to shell out a couple dollars depending on the group that you join, but your average user can't create events without having to pay. They do have a trial period, but let's just be honest. If I'm brand new in town and you're telling me I get a 7-day free trial, yeah, I'll try it out. But if I don't know anybody, who's showing up to my events, right? Like you're not even giving me enough time within 7 days. And let's say they up it to 30 days, you get a month, big whoop. Fundamentally, our community is poor, right? Let's just be frank. When you look at the socioeconomic disadvantages of that we were afforded as Black people, since we got out of slavery, after Jim Crow, after what is it? Man, I'm forgetting my stuff, but nonetheless, and you start segregation. There we go. When you start going through like everything, you have to. I feel like you really have to understand the fragility of the Black psyche. So I'm taking all my knowledge, right? I'm learning from Will. I'm learning from Josh, and we decided we're going to make the cost of entry free for everybody. So as to what Josh mentioned, yeah, of course there's going to be paid tiers, right? So at the end of the day, like I said, I fund everything myself. We're not doing this business to get rich. We're truly doing this because there's a value there, and we want to make sure we're able to keep the lights on and continue doing that. But for our every average day user, you can create an account 100% for free. So point blank period. What does that mean? You can view events either in person, so your specific state. So for example, we're in Charlotte, North Carolina. We host our own hikes from time to time. So right now the cadence is about every 2 to 3 weeks we're hosting a hike. So you can attend those events for free. Also, as a free user, you can create events, one event at a time, right? So let's say, for example, you create one event every weekend. As soon as your event elapses, meaning it comes to a close at Saturday at 1 p.m., best believe Saturday 1:01 p.m. you can create another new event 100% for free, right? You have a cap of about 15 people, if I'm not mistaken, that can RSVP, and you can just keep going from there. Because the way I'm looking at it is, if I'm joining the Black to Nature platform because I'm looking to connect with people, I'm looking to make friends, I want to go biking on a Saturday, why would I want to pay any money if I'm probably already strapped due to COVID? If I'm already strapped due to my socioeconomic situation, I just don't have enough extra money to just be shelling out to another platform. I'm already paying for Netflix, Hulu, YouTube Premium, Apple Music, et cetera, et cetera. So when you come to Black to Nature, everything is 100% for free. Now, if you want to build a business on top of our platform, just like some people do on Instagram, where they may sell hair, for example, right? They get their likes up, their subscribers up. Then they start realizing, well, let me link a Shopify account and I can sell, a couple strands of hair. I don't know too much about all that, so forgive my ignorance. But you can build a business on that. So, of course, we want to actually encourage people to build businesses. So if you wanted to create, let's say, a pro user account, right? I think that's about $5 a month, where you can actually start learning how to make money, and my team will guide you on how to build a platform on our platform. If you want to start shelling out, let's say you're a party promoter and you want to start doing, Staples Center, right? You can upgrade to our pro business user account. You pay about $20 a month, but we're giving you free expertise on how to build a business, how to market, everything like that. We have built-in marketing funnels in our platform. You can make money off of that. So guess what? If you make $40 selling RSVP tickets, you pay your $20 a month fee. All you have to do is just keep doing what you did to make the 40, and you're generating money for free. No other platform are you going to get free advice on how to build a business on that platform. So again, when you listen to the cost, $5, $20, is like, oh, you're really not trying to get rich, right? Because we're not looking to nickel and dime my people. We just need to have enough money so we can keep the lights on and keep providing a free premium service. So just wanted to kind of explain, you know, the tiers and everything like that. But everything is in layman's terms. When you go to our platform, it's very simple. We just launched January 1st, 2021. And as we continue growing every single month, we are looking for active feedback. So if there's ever a time where someone says, hey, these prices are too high, we work with you. We figure that out. And then, again, help you to grow and go from there. So just wanted to kind of add that little extra in. So
I appreciate it. That's good to know, because meeting people where they are, especially in the community, when you know what the needs are and how there may be, you know, just not the same ability to pay out for certain sites the way, you know, others are. And that's just, again, meeting people where they are, genuinely kind of providing that service and helping to bring them to wherever that is they need to be. I mean, they may not be able to pay right now, but especially if they start a business, I mean, who knows where that may lead. So
exactly.
not just leading a horse to water, for sure. So what are some of your, I'd say, what are some of your favorite or more standout moments? And I would like to hear from each of you, like some of the things that have maybe transpired events-wise. What are some of the things that just kind of stick out from this past month?
I think I'm the person for that one. Favorite moment probably would be the actual. We went actually, I think it was what, 25th birthday, like 26th, something like that.
Yeah.
It's like a year or two ago. It was probably 2019. But that was fun, mainly because it was just it was a new experience, something that I had never done before. Had some friends with me, and had people I hadn't seen in a while, I hadn't connected with. Mike, of course, came to support. It was just a good time. It was good to have an experience that's different than what people would normally do, you know, for their birthdays, especially in our community. I think there's a lot of community, when we think of birthdays, people want to club and they want to party, which there's nothing wrong with that, because there's a place for all those things. But the thing I like about Black to Nature is it does look at those opportunities and do things outside the norm that people can look at. So that's probably my favorite one. I think we did that in 2019, Mike.
I think so.
Yeah. So I guess I could say that my favorite standout moment was when we hosted the event out in Asheville, North Carolina. We rented a house out there, and we had about 12 or 15 people show up that didn't know each other. And so it was almost like when you watch those reality TV shows where everyone just kind of just shows up to a house. You know, you don't know if someone's an axe murderer, you don't know if someone's a drug addict. It was just like, this is gonna be interesting, and it all worked out. No one fought. You know, we all had a good time. Went to the lake. So I was just so impressed with, you know, everyone's attitude and how everything just worked out. So, you know, I guess those things really can happen. So that was my favorite moment so far.
Right. That's a little bit wild and different, but that's so interesting at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time Josh talks, I'm always
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have more of a cliche answer, but truthfully, every event is like my standout moment for me, because like I said, when I started Black to Nature, I truly came from a place of hurt, if that makes sense. Like I said, I was getting out of a relationship while it was like a year and some change after, you know, you kind of just deal with that. And I'm just naturally a loner. So I'm working through this, and me and Will talk about this a couple, but you know, I naturally tend to deal a lot of things internally, right? Like I have a smile on my face and just go through some things. And then I just figure it out. But just to have the idea, me feeling like, hey, I'm looking to connect with people again. I'm trying to just grow and start this new chapter in my life as a single man at that point in time. And I was like, you know what? It's pretty dope that I felt this way. So I created something, and then other people are feeling this way. So they're showing up. So it's like every time I have an event, even if one person shows up, that's a boost to my ego, because it's like I'm providing value in this world, you know? When I have my kids and grandkids and I'm on my deathbed, you know, Lord willing, 95, 98 years old, I can always look back to say, your grandfather did something. He left a mark somewhere. And these gentlemen can do the same thing. So the fact that I had the idea, most importantly, I'm not looking for investors or anything like that. So we're good financially. I'm able to work with family, Josh and Will. You know what I mean? Like, it really makes me feel great. So every event, truth be told, is a standout moment for me because it just reinforces that people want to get together. We just have to figure out how to make that happen.
Yes, that validation is real. I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Yes.
So as far as planning goes, it gives us a chance to dream for the future for sure. And you definitely just spoke on the future. So what are some of the future plans for the platform or for even just for some maybe future events that might be coming up?
Yeah, so I can start off with that one. We have quite a few features and enhancements that we're going to roll out for the new year, including uh, ticket sales. Let's see, the ability to have tiered RSVP tickets. Paid tickets, that sort of thing. There's a few others that I can't speak on, but that is one of the biggest enhancements that we will be rolling out. So we're not going to turn into a ticket master, but we're just going to be enhancing the platform to allow users to make a little money as well while they're hosting their events. So
Okay.
Yeah. So another thing, so pretty much what Josh was referring to was right now, all you can do basically is RSVP on the platform. Again, we're about the 4th week into our official platform launch. So with this enhancement, our ticketing component, you'll actually be able to send and receive payments directly through our platform. So that's a huge game changer. Again, 3 gentlemen, 1 gentleman's doing all this coding. So it's a huge feat to be able to have to boost our ecosystem in such a manner to where, again, you can send and receive payments. Another thing that I'm very excited about is what's called our essentials page. So our essentials page is going to be a free resource for anybody that goes to our platform, right? Through the essentials page, you'll be able to learn about gun safety. You'll be able to learn how to grow your own food. You'll be able to learn survival skills, how to live off the land, and a whole slew of other things. Eventually, we're planning to grow that library into a more robust system, which I don't want to share just yet, but definitely stay tuned. So, and we have a whole bunch more things. I would say by April of this year, we're going to be a premium service that can compete with any other major conglomerate platform that allows people to connect. And the beautiful thing about that is, again, with 3 people, Black people focused on bringing our community together. So we will have a stronger platform around April of this year, to which you really won't have to go anywhere else unless you choose to. You'll have everything that you're looking for. And the beautiful thing about that is we're always looking for requests. We're always looking to know exactly what is our end user looking for, right? So if you say, hey, Mike, I like that we can RSVP, but I notice I can only have a +2. Can you add 2 extra people so I can bring all my girls along for this girls trip? Then we could, we'll take that feedback in, and that's something we could implement within one of our sprints. So it's so much to really get into, but very exciting stuff. Again, stay tuned, www.blacktonature.club, and you'll be able to get connected with us.
I'm so glad you put that in there because I was just getting
I'll say the website information and social media, all of that is included underneath. I'm not sure exactly where it's at. I can't see it myself, but it's all included in there for sure because I want people to be able to go and look at the site and get familiar. But there's nothing wrong with saying that there's definitely things to come and telling people to watch out for it, because the long story short, if it's anything near as deep as the answers you gave earlier, this is going to be a very deep, connected community service, and it's necessary and needed. I mean, when we talk about gun safety and producing our own food and things of that nature, that's real sufficiency right there.
Oh yeah,
that's what we're hoping for. Yeah,
glad to hear it. Safety. So what can people do to support Black to Nature and the mission and the cause? I mean, what are some of the things? I mean, definitely supporting by liking and sharing and all that stuff, but what are some of the more fundamental things people can do?
Yes, the biggest thing that you can do to support us right now, like you said, we've been saying the whole time, we're a community. So the biggest thing you can do is go to www.blacktonature.club, sign up, create a profile, create events, and attend events as well. But most importantly, spread the word. Our platform grows as we get more users. Like I said, we're a community. So if you really want to show us love, make sure you create an account, put some events on the calendar, and tell a friend to tell a friend. We'll be good to go.
Reminder for everybody watching that there is people in your family, people who are your friends, they will believe you at a rate of over 90% when it's word of mouth. So if they hear you talking about this interview that you saw, hear you talking about the site that you've gone on, over 90% chance that they're going to go find that too. So just a piece of information. So we're definitely a culture of community and interconnectedness. I have included your social media handles and so that people can access. Is there any maybe other ways you would prefer for people to access? I have social media listed and I have the website. But are there any other contacts that would be really important for someone who's watching, or that I can even include in the comments?
I'll take this, Will. So I feel like Will pretty much solidified it, right? I know a lot of times when we're growing businesses, we're throwing out like socials, we're throwing out, TikToks, etc. But I want people to really understand Black to Nature is not a social group. We're not like Mike, Will, and Josh's platform. We're really a platform for the community. So the best way to get in touch with us, the best way to support us, we're not asking for $1 from anybody. You can donate if you want, which is great. But truth be told, all we want is if you truly say, I like what Will said, but I hate Mike. He talks so much, right? Or, Josh is cool, but he says some crazy stuff in his stories. If you like anything that we're saying, if you got a favorite, Josh, Will, or Mike, just go to www.blacktonature.club. Truth be told, we really want to just grow this platform. We want to grow our ecosystem. And we want to continue offering this free service. You don't have to worry about, well, I joined in 2021, it was free. Why are they charging me now in 2022 when they got 1 million plus subscribers? No, not at all. Like, when I tell you truthfully, I have a strong fundamental knowledge of finance. I have a strong fundamental knowledge of the psychology of my people. I am not trying to get in off of the strength of calling our ancestors' names like a lot of pro-Black, people do within our community. We literally sometimes take from our community to give to ourselves, right? This is not that at all. So if anybody's watching this interview, make sure you save me saying this. You don't have to worry about 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the road, we're going to start charging you just because we have enough people there, right? We have a paid tier system, but everybody can join for free, create events for free. That will never, ever change. So if you want to support, go to our platform, create an account, create an event, and as Will said, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. That's the only way we really can get support is through our platform. No socials, don't like our page, none of that. Go to our website, 100% Black owned. We're looking to actually grow our team. I feel that, because we're 3 men, some sisters may be like, well, it's just 3 Black brothers. Where the sisters at, right? So if we can get a woman on our team that can help with marketing, whatever the case is, we just want to be able to have a team that everybody can look at and they can see a little bit of themselves in, because I think that's very important, again, with a lot of the traumas within our community. Sometimes if we can't see ourselves in someone else, we kind of bash that or we dismiss it. So I want to make sure my team is representative of the Black community, different skin tones, different genders, different sexes. We want to work with everybody in our team. We want to support everybody else as well. So if there's any way we can support you for doing the most or anything else, let us know. We are here to truly build with each other. That's it.
Thank you. I want to make sure I get any final comments, last important things. I want to make sure everything that you all want to, express to the community gets there today, for sure.
Last comment, I guess I'll throw this in there. Shameless plug. like we said, go to www.blacktonature.club. If you are in the Charlotte area, we are actually having a hike this weekend on Saturday at Crowded Mountain. It's the website for details. You can RSVP and everything. And I just want to emphasize really quick is for those that are familiar with Black to Nature, as Mike said, this is not Mike, Will, and Josh's platform. This is for everybody. So we want you to feel comfortable no matter where you are in the local US to feel comfortable creating a platform. You don't have to just look to us to create it. That's really why we built this platform, to have communities so everybody can have something that they can do.
We do appreciate it. I've even had a chance to look at the platform. I have enjoyed looking through there, and will likely be setting up something because as soon as spring happens here in Ohio, we're further away. I will be so ready to put something on the calendar for me and probably a very intersectional group of friends of mine. Thank you all so much for coming on here today and sharing about Black to Nature. It's such an important connecting space, and it sounds like a really great opportunity for some healing going forward for the culture and for the cause, honestly.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Happy to be here.
All right. Thank you, everyone who tuned in, and be sure to go ahead and check out that platform as soon as you can, and be sure to share so that others will go on and support as well. We will see you all next time on Doing the Most Media on a daily feature.